If you think you can just hop onto your computer today, create an account, and start playing bank with $50 on any of the old peer-to-peer platforms, you are in for a brutal reality check. The P2P lending landscape has completely imploded, heavily regulated itself, and entirely shifted its business model over the last few years. The cheap, easy yields of 2015 are gone, and many of the platforms you thought you knew have either shut down retail investing, pivoted to AI, or transformed into full-blown banks. But there is still massive yield to be made if you know exactly how the game is played today. We are breaking down the reality of the top 5 P2P lending platforms, what's dead, what's evolved, and where the smart money is actually going. Let's get right into it. Kicking things off at number 1, Upstart. Similar to Lending Club, there is a massive misconception about how Upstart works. This is not a platform where you and I log in to lend $100 to someone buying a used car. Upstart is an AI-driven lending powerhouse. They use artificial intelligence and alternative data, like education and employment history, to assess risk far better than traditional FICO scores. But the capital funding these loans comes from their network of partnered banks, credit unions, and massive institutional investors. Upstart is essentially the ultimate AI middleman. If you want to make money with Upstart, you are looking at them as a high-growth tech stock investment, not a retail peer-to-peer lending app. Next up at number 2 we have the absolute elephant in the room, Lending Club. If you are watching outdated finance videos telling you to build a portfolio of Lending Club notes, turn them off immediately. Lending Club officially shut down its retail P2P lending platform at the end of 2020. They completely changed the game by acquiring Radius Bank and transforming into a fully regulated digital bank. You can no longer fund individual personal loans as an everyday retail investor here. Instead, they use institutional capital and their own massive balance sheet to fund loans. It is a phenomenal digital bank and a fascinating stock to watch, but as a retail P2P platform, that door is permanently closed. Coming in at number 3 is the ultimate survivor, Prosper. While the giants pivoted away, Prosper stayed true to the original vision. It remains one of the only major platforms in the US where everyday retail investors can still legally buy fractional shares of personal loans. You can literally browse loan listings, see the borrower's credit grade, their intended use of the funds, and decide to invest as little as $25 per note. The yields here can be incredibly attractive, often easily beating high-yield savings accounts. But remember the golden rule of P2P, you take on the default risk. If the borrower stops paying, you lose that capital. Prosper is the truest form of retail P2P left in the American market. At number 4, we cross the Atlantic to look at Mintos. This is the undisputed giant of the European market, but they also realized that pure, unregulated P2P was too risky. So, they completely evolved. Mintos is now a fully regulated investment firm. Instead of funding individual loans directly, you invest in notes, which are financial instruments backed by loans issued by various lending companies around the world. It offers unparalleled geographic and currency diversification. You can automate your entire strategy to target double-digit yields from auto loans in Eastern Europe or agricultural loans in Spain. It is highly automated, but you must keep a sharp eye on the stability of the underlying loan originators. Finally, rounding out our list at number 5 is Funding Circle. For years, this UK-based platform was the gold standard for connecting retail investors with small businesses that needed capital. However, the macro environment shifted radically. To ensure stability during economic downturns, Funding Circle paused retail P2P lending in core markets like the UK to focus entirely on institutional money and government-backed loan programs. They are an absolute powerhouse for small and medium-sized enterprise borrowing, but for the casual retail investor wanting to pick and choose local businesses to support, the model has largely pivoted to big money. The era of the Wild West in P2P lending is over. The survivors are highly regulated, institutionalized, or completely reinvented. Which of these platforms fits your current yield strategy? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more elite wealth building strategies.